The governor has said that he wants to reopen schools. The Biden administration has said they'd like to reopen schools. I think this legislation really delivers on that shared priority, and so that is why we're bringing this bill for you today. Just know that school closures are not just an education crisis. They truly represent economic and mental health crises that are hurting struggling families across North Carolina. Closed classrooms hurt the most vulnerable, low-income students the most. Many affluent students are not facing the same challenges faced by the less advantaged students. Special education students are hit particularly hard by school closures. Safely reopening schools is very important to the most at-risk children. This legislation guarantees that families with special needs allow their children to return to the classroom if the parents so choose. The school system in North Carolina has adequate funding to reopen safely. As we all know, there's $1.6 billion that each school system received for K through 12 funding in February, so there's money is there, and this legislature has a fully funded per pupil allotment and salaries and has promised to hold harmless education budgets regardless of any enrollment drops. Virtual dropouts are leaving many students who basically need help because they're being unaccounted for. And then child abuse reports are down. I find this particularly interesting. Child abuse reports are down because kids are out of school. And even though studies show domestic violence is on the rise, we all know that schools are often a major source of reporting abuse. This is creating a tragic problem that we cannot allow to continue. Just a few more, Mr. Speaker. Student suicides and indicators of psychological crises in children are raising concerns about the hidden cost of school closures on mental health. Parents of struggling students are having to pull them out of remote learning to seek other education options because they're impacting families economically with higher costs of limited access to the parents' working ability. North Carolina has one of the most strictest classroom closure states in the country, and most states are giving LEAs more flexibility than we are, which is what this bill seeks to do. Some LEAs have already opened, by the way. They're already doing this. So this bill, they're already doing it. So I think it's important that some LEAs are doing Plan A and Plan B or combination thereof. So there's already a precedent that this is good policy. And then, of course, yesterday the governor announced that February 24th is the date where Group 3, the prioritization for vaccines, will be available for the vaccines, and they have moved to the front of Group 3 anyone in child care, specifically pre-K through 12.